This is Financial Straight Talk with Jim Fox.
We continue on Financial Straight Talk alongside Jim Fox, and we are powered by Wadadley Financial Group. Kevin McAlpin here with you. And remember, anything that we've talked about throughout the course of the show, if it has sparked your interest, well, we highly encourage you to pick up the phone and give Jim and his team a call today at Wadadley Financial Group. Online, it's GetFST, stands for FinancialStraightTalk.com. Well, Jim, the so-called Beatlemania boomers are facing a retirement crisis. Recent research out of Boston College shows the youngest baby boomers who were born between 1960 and 1965 have significantly less wealth than older boomers. Why? Well, because the Great Recession, late 2007 through mid-2009, hit them at their peak earning years of their late 40s and early 50s. And their savings never really recovered after the markets had tanked, even though they were 15 years or more away from retirement. So the question I have for you is, how can you help avoid this being a situation that folks encounter and more so help protect their financial plan as they do get closer to those retirement years?
Wow, man. Loaded question for the shortest segment of our show. I love it. So I could sum this up pretty much with one word, and that's emotion, right? And why I say one word is that emotions are typically the things that cost us the greatest in the long run, right? And let me give you an example, Kevin, because I don't think we've done this since you and I have been working together, is if you think about the stock market, say from 2000 to 2020, right? That's 20 years. You would think for the most part, markets pretty much went up and were looking pretty good, right? I mean, if you just if I asked and you say, there's a really bad kind of point in 2007, 2008, but then it went way high. So it looks pretty good, but it only averaged 3.96. The S&P 500 only averaged 3.96% over those 20 years.
Wow.
That's pretty small. Now, hold on. Let's finish this up. From 2000 to 2013, do you know it actually averaged zero?
Is that right?
It made no money. It lost money. Because what happened is from 2000 to 2013, it dropped 50%. It went up about, it went up about 60, 70%, but then it dropped another 50%. So imagine this. You decide you're going to retire January 1st of 2000 and you put $1 million away. It's 13 years before you see your $1 million again. That was what happened to people around that Great Recession, is they had this, oh my God, if I don't pull the money out, I'm going to lose everything. And guess what? A lot of people pull their money out and they never did recover.
Right.
This is the emotional side of investing. And it has taken me decades. We had talked about 27. I'm now moving into my 27th year of doing this as a job, as a career. It's a long time for a guy my age, right? And how can I get people to understand that emotions are dangerous to your retirement? Because the markets go up and the markets go down. And I have searched and searched, and I try and preach to people, and I do all the other stuff, and none of it really works, right? Maybe I'll land every once in a while, but people go, oh my God, market's going down. What am I going to do? Well, most of the time people sell when it's low, they buy when it's high. They never seem to make any money. That seems to be kind of like the trend. Everyone says, I'm going to hang in there. What's that saying? Everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face, right? Yeah. That kind of thing. So a few years ago, I had a really good friend of mine that talked to me about a investment strategy called MarketGuard. Right? And MarketGuard was really a mathematical approach to retirement planning, to investing, right? Yeah. And it's about being very methodical. It's about not being emotional. It's an unemotional approach to retirement. And the beauty here is this. Look, we know the market's going to go up. We know the market's going to go down. But what we want to do is make sure that we dial in those ups and downs to where we maybe don't quite as get as high of returns when the markets go through the roof, but we also don't take those massive dips. And we can ebb and flow with the markets and get that more steady return over time. And so I was really intrigued by MarketGuard. And I'm the kind of guy that takes 6, 8 months, 12 months to buy a barbecue grill. Okay. So I'm just not going to throw money at, start doing an investment strategy until I do my due diligence. Right. So, a year goes by and finally I realized, man, I really messed up. I should have started doing this a year ago. And what's beautiful about MarketGuard is this mathematical, logical, common sense approach to finance. The reality is we don't know when the markets are going to go up and we don't know when the markets are going to go down. That's just the end of the story. But we do know that about 8 out of 10 times over a 10-year period, they're going to be up. 2 of them, they're going to be down. Maybe they're down a little, maybe they're down a lot. That part we don't know. But if we can smooth that process out and have a system that isn't trading emotionally, isn't throwing more money when the markets are going through the roof and pulling all their money when the markets go down like a lot of us like to do, you're going to even out that ride. And that is MarketGuard. Now, the problem with this is a horrendous thing to try and discuss on radio because I don't have any of the graphics to show you really the trends and how it looks. But the point is this. Think about this, Kevin. You are a full-time radio guy for most of your career was with the Atlanta Braves, right?
That's right. Yeah.
How many hours a week when you guys were traveling? How many hours a week were you putting in?
All of them.
All of them, right?
All of them, yeah.
I mean, it was nonstop.
Yeah.
And if you're a teacher, you don't work 40 hours a week. You work 60 hours a week. And if you're a fireman or a cop or an engineer, everyone works more than 40 hours a week. The question is do you have the time after working 40, 50, 60 hours a week to go home and then put another 20 or 30 or 40 hours learning to become your own financial advisor? Probably not, right?
Right.
So you want to find a system that's logical, non-emotional, mathematical, and something that just smooths out that push through and into retirement. That is what MarketGuard does. It makes life easier to follow because we're not worrying about every up and down in the market. MarketGuard does that for us. And it's such an amazing strategy because it allows us to focus on what matters. What are your goals in retirement? How is our investment objective meeting those goals? Are we doing it with better rates of returns and lower cost, right? That's the other part to this stuff. Are there better options for you and your family on this MarketGuard platform or on this other MarketGuard platform? That's what I love about it. Some people will go out on the interstate, Kevin, and they will run 100 miles an hour down the interstate, wide open. It could be storming, monsooning, and crazy. There's other people that get on the interstate, they get in that right lane, and they poking along, and they're going 70 miles an hour. And then you got the other people, right? They get on the interstate. There's a drop of rain that hits the windshield. They're running 45. They got the hazards flashing and the windshield wiper going 100 miles an hour, right? Those are 3 different approaches to driving down the interstate. We need to have an investment plan that matches your driving style. And that's what I love about MarketGuard. From the most aggressive to the most conservative, there is a strategy within there that works for you. And that is what we're implementing for our clients, giving you that common sense, logical, financial, straight talk approach to retirement. And I'm going to end the show with the favorite acronym from the entire military. And it's so perfect because it's all about KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. Don't overthink it. Get rid of those emotions. Make a system that works for you and will continue to historically work for you time and time and time again without letting the emotions come into your lives. That's what we do for our clients. If you've never heard of MarketGuard, if you're not sure even what Jim's talking about, but he's passionate about it, I want you to pick up that phone. If you think you have the best investment strategy ever, I challenge you, pick up the phone, come in us, let us do an analysis and do a comparison to see which is going to be better for you and your family, because that's something that I absolutely love is how great MarketGuard is when they sit down and they get to the nuts and bolts. And that's how do we get you the best rate of return for the least amount of volatility. My team is standing by right now for your call so you can schedule a time to come in, sit down with me. We'll walk you through how MarketGuard can benefit you and your retirement planning.
Hey, by the way, quick, before we call it a day, have you been following my wife on the highway in a rainstorm? Because I don't know that those windshield wipers can go any faster. And she's parked in that right lane. Oh,
that's
yeah.
Michelle. That's Michelle. Same thing.
Got the 4-way flashers on. Those little windshield wipers are holding on for dear life. But again, I didn't know. Maybe you had seen Melissa out on a highway, maybe driving down the Florida Turnpike many
That's awesome.
years ago. Hey, real quick before we break as well, want to remind folks, getfst.com. Jim Fox got about a minute left in the program, and like we do each and every week, the floor is all yours for the final word, my friend.
Well, Kevin, I really do appreciate you guys. We're almost there. It's a new year. We're all going to be screwing up our checks. We're not going to get any of that stuff right. We know that routine, but the one thing we can do is start the new year fresh. We can approach it with a different thought process. Trust me, if you keep doing the same old thing, you're going to get the same old results. This is about doing something different. I encourage you, give us a call. Kevin, I think we're on year 7 now of doing this show. I mean, we are in this community. We love what we do, but we want you to know that none of this is possible without you guys. That's your support. That's your phone calls. This is about helping you make better decisions in retirement. And we know that you have tons of options when it comes to getting information. And we're just honored that we're one of your resources. So if there's anything we can do for you, don't hesitate. Pick up the phone. Give us a call. We're here to answer your questions. But with all that being said, on behalf of myself and Mr. Kevin Mack himself, I want to thank you so much for listening. And we'll see you next time on Financial Straight Talk.
Thanks for listening to Financial Straight Talk with Jim Fox. To learn more, visit getfst.com.
Insurance products are offered through the insurance business Wadadley Financial Group. Wadadley Financial Group is also an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through Impact Partnership Wealth LLC IPW, a registered investment advisor. IPW does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by Wadadley Financial Group are not subject to investment advisor requirements. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims-paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This show is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual's situation. Wadadley Financial Group is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during this show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any government agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by Wadadley Financial Group.